Greetings and bienvenue, people. What is up? What is good? Time for another review of One Piece chapter 1064. I'm sorry that I couldn't do a reaction to it because I had to do my learners. Getting there, but that's not a here nor there. Let's get into the chapter. The title of this chapter is called Research Stratum, and the first thing we see is Von Augur and my boy Kuzan. So this may or may not be confirmed. He is a 10 Titanic shipment. I think I can speak for everybody in the One Piece community that we do not agree with it. It'll be too much. Otherwise, who is he gonna fight? If there's anybody, I would like it to be Brook. Hey, listen. I'm still holding on to that factor that Brook and Aokiji have some relationship. It's very possible. And after that, the first thing we have is the continuation of what happened last chapter at the very last end, where we have Blackbeard versus Law, the Blackbeard pirates versus the Heart pirates. This man, listen.
Look here! Listen!
I did not think Oda was going to carry on with this. I thought that was gonna be the end. A little snippet and that is it. We have some very solid chapters, very solid pages in this chapter of them and surprisingly the Heart pirates. I'm gonna keep it a beast Kababi. I thought this man was hard carrying. Much like Law's crew, much like Kid's crew, but Kid's crew is Kid had Killer and Heat and Wire had they fought against a number. So I always put them above Heart pirates, but listen. So we see Blackbeard on Stronger and Doc Q, right? He coming in. Law does his room, but it's his awakening. So apparently, he gotten way stronger after the few days, after the Wano Country war shit. After those few days, he gotten stronger. Because right in there, he used room. He used the R room. He silenced the entire. He covers it around Blackbeard, Stronger, and Doc Q, and pretty much create a silence barrier. I don't necessarily think that will be any effective outside of you'll never know what the next attack would be, which I think that was the case. If not that, then apparently, because we see after this, Stronger got cut with amputate, so Stronger got folded like that, which is crazy to me. I guess because he's a Pegasus and a part of the Blackbeard pirate. But we finally see the Quake powers, his first named attack called Quake Crash, which is very mediocre, but I mean, the Devil Fruit is within mediocre range. That shit is just cracking the air and shit like that, right? And then not only that, he did that, he shook the entire island that was there, which is called Winter's Island. That he also suppressed a lot of the crewmates of the Heart Pirates, and he broke the sphere. He broke the entire sphere. So what I think is that it's either one of the two things. It's either because I thought that the R rule is not as offensive heavy as what I would like to argue. It's more of a defensive thing. And he broke out of it, but it minimalized, I guess in this case, it minimalized the damage because we see the island rumbling, but it's rare destruction happening. So it's either one of the two things. It's either the R room is just specifically for Law to gain a sneak attack, which is more likely the case, or it can absorb kinetic energy. To be fair, the noise itself are kinetic energy, the shockwaves are kinetic energy. No one knew in the Onigashima, not Onigashima, the flower capital where those bombs landed, where Big Mom was falling, no one knew the explosion, which led to believe it can absorb kinetic energy, which it might not be the case, but it would be crazy if that was. And then right here we have Law, Law using his strategic minds, telling his crew what to do. This is the shocking part, and I think everybody in the One Piece community would say this. This is very shocking. Apparently, the Penguin and Sachi, I forgot his name, and John Bart are fucking useful.
What the? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who you is? Who you be? Huh? I don't even know your ass.
I couldn't believe it, because after Doc Q realized that Stronger got cut, he threw a batch of apples. It's a batch of apples. You know those apples where like he would give out to people to tell whether if they're good souls or bad souls. And I think Sachi came from the north. Sachi came from under the water. He inhaled a shit ton of water and just started spatting them out like water Luffy, for example. Water, like, pretty much like water Luffy. Sucking a lot of water and spat them up at the same apples that were in the air, and they create this huge explosion because they triggered it, right? And this man came in and was like, you have some nerve that you think you gonna win. Nigga, we came from the North Blue. You know what I'm saying? We came from the harshest part of the water. So literally, there is literally a harder chance with us in a sea battle. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, had this ever been confirmed? And then my mind tells me no. And so apparently, I guess this gives them a little bit of redemption, because they were outside of Onigashima. They were underneath the water, right? Because Onigashima was in the sky and John Bart in a... So theoretically speaking, not even theoretically, actually speaking, if they were supposed to keep this on sea level, these dudes would have been nasty. Huh. Crazy. Okay. Alright, cool. And where else is there? Oh. Von Augur was willing to take the shot. Like, he had a perfect aim against Law. Beppo, which mind you, Beppo didn't do anything physical here, but you know, that's not here or there. Beppo told John Bart that there was a sniper like on you, like watch your six, my nigga. John Bart came in and was like a meat shield, but like very similar to like the German shit. The clones, like they would call in, like they call in the wall and they just enclosed in. John Bart was like that, but John Bart literally took the bullets. You know what I'm saying? And even Von Augur was like, I mean, this is some bodyguard. Now, my biggest problem with Von Augur is like, okay, you're a sniper. Your main attack are bullets. If the bullets ain't fucking working, what then? Like, do you throw the whole gun at him now? I'm curious, because Von Augur, he has a very unique ability, but his ability is not offensive wise, nor is it defensive technically, if you want to keep it like that. And it's kind of weird too, because I personally think Von Augur has he should have advanced observation hawk. It should work with, especially with his devil fruit. Out of all the devil fruits, his should work with his observation hockey should work wonders for him. So it just kind of feel weird. It kind of feel like he shouldn't get, like, unless if he wasn't using it at the time, I guess. But anyways, he took the bullet. My problem is, if the bullet, like at that point, like what does Von Augur do? Does he throw the whole gun at him or something? I have no idea. Then right behind John Bart, we have the Captain Law. He uses his croom. He punctured Blackbeard with his croom. He does the shock wheelie, not the puncture wheelie, the shock wheelie. And he completely activated it, and it just a huge black streams coming out of Blackbeard's body. almost folded him. Because at one point, like, he was so pain soaked. Now, this is very good for One Piece's durability, for, I guess, power scaling reasons. Because for all we know, Blackbeard is a regular human. I know there's a lot of things where, like, he has a different soul, a different personality, but for all we know, he's a regular human, where he can take twice the amount of damage an average human humans can take, right? Because he has the Yami Yami no Mi. This put more, like, feats durability wise for One Piece characters. I give it that. Right. Because I remember this man could not take pain. It took him like a good amount of time. Which I will say this, he has upped his endurance. His durability, no, because his laws therefore negates durability. It's his endurance. His endurance has upped because whenever he took attacks, his shit, it took him a good amount of seconds. Now it was like, after he got that, Von Augur, more like being like the sense of reasoning for him, was like, this is what happened when you come into the fight half-cocked. Should we retreat? This man was like, nope, nigga, I start this shit, we finish what we started. I want those poneglyphs, I'ma get those poneglyphs. So his recovery rate is very good. His durability, not durability, his endurance is good, right? And then we cut away back in the ocean. Well, no, like a double page spread of the ships, Blackbeard ships getting almost like folded because Sachi and Penguin are doing it. Even the dudes in the polar tank was like, I never thought these niggas would be this deadly. Like, nigga, like, are y'all fishermen? They never said if they were fishermen, but like one would wonder if they're fishermen, but they're not. And in the jail cell of the Blackbeard ship, we saw Puddin. Puddin was talking about, listen, if Big Mom was here, shit would not work like this. And these dudes are trying to dumb down Big Mom. Was like, you know that we're facing off Big Mom's killers, right? Nigga, please. I promise you, Big Mom is somewhere. She's not dead. She can't be. And we cut away back to Law versus Blackbeard. Blackbeard used the Quake Punch. Law used the Kurum, the elongated Kurum slashing attack. And then we saw Kurozu, and that was it. We cut away from that. Also, the pacing is very good. The pacing is like there's three cutaways. There's three segments. There's the Blackbeard versus there's a Blackbeard Pirates versus the Heart Pirates. That's the first one, and this other short one, which is the Marine Ford, the Mary Jo's Pub, where we got a shot of Akainu. Akainu is getting news from the reports saying that, you know, Blackbeard and Law are having a fight. So now they gotta wait patiently, and Akainu's pissed. Akainu was like, listen, I'm tired of these niggas. I'm tired. I wanna fight. And trust me, the admirals are taking so much L's through portrayal. I really need to see him do some shit, right? So after that, we cut away to Egghead, and we get some intel on Kuma. The pacifista shit kind of pretty much bailed off because he couldn't recognize the Straw Hats and Bonnie, because Bonnie uses her agent ability to make everybody turn old, right? So after that, we got intel, you know, on his father and shit like that. You know, his father is a king. He was a Tyrannus. I think that's what the word he called it. A Tyrannus king of Sorbet, right? And the way how Jinbei remembered him, he wasn't really a good guy, but obviously, Julie Body makes it different because that's her father. You know what I'm saying? Like we also got intel that he never fully committed to the whole cloning shit. There has to be some bargaining, which makes sense because they're scumbags and they might have some leeway here, stuff like that, for him to be like the cloning, for him to get the cloning and the cybernetic enhancement, so he can also become a warlord. The biggest bomb drop in this specific aspect is that we now reveal that he is a part of a race. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, how many races are there? And you led me to believe, you led me and a lot of the One Piece fans, you led us to believe that this shit is gonna be over in 3 years? Really? No. Like, it's gonna be at least 5 to 6 years at least. I wouldn't be mad if it's 10 years. Maybe 10. It's another race. Oh yeah, a fucking lightsaber exists now. So Frankie is gonna get hella. Oh, Frankie. Out of everybody who's gonna get an upgrade, Frankie is the one that should have the most upgrades, for damn sure. Frankie Shogun is going to be more beastlier than everything else. Speaking of Frankie Shogun, we segue off of Julie Bonnie shit, right? And we're now at the other side of Egghead, where we have the other Straw Hats. We have Zoro, we have Brook, we have the ship. They're the ship that the Gundam that is holding the ship, right, is flying up to a man-made weather like Sky Island clouds, right? Because that's where like the whole manufacturing facility is. That's where you have other people. We now realize that it is it's 2 sections. We have the maintenance where Luffy's at, and we have like, I guess, the main headquarters where like Shaka is and where the other Straw Hat is, right? So, you know, they were talking about like the water vapors and shit like that, and how they became, and how we get clouds like these, because like the clouds and the weather condition are more prominent in the East Blue, which is where Skypiea at. Everywhere else is okay, especially in the New World, but it's usually in the East Blue is where you will get those type of things, right? After that, we start getting intel on like how the clouds are made here, and we also got intel that Lilith is not really like, he's not up to date with this type of stuff. The Straw Hats, with the exception of Brook and Zoro, they were staying with the ship, so they have they're not interacting with all the shit that's happening. Just like Luffy and them, they also had like their own designs of clothing. And then I think that was really it for them. And then we cut away to Shaka. Shaka was talking to somebody, and he mentions that he's going to die soon. Because, you know, Vegapunk has been living on for hundreds of years. And the person he's talking about is Dragon. He was having a conversation with Monkey D. Dragon. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that kind of ties a lot of things, because like even Akainu, right? Even Akainu mentioned Dragon a lot, because a lot of people mention this, that anytime marine shit is coming in, Dragon always has ties with Marine Force shit or Marine shit, right? Even in this same panel, Dragon, like even Akainu in Marine 4 was like mentioning Luffy as Dragon's son. So it's pretty obvious they know the fucker. He is like, with the exception of Luffy, the Revolutionary Army is like these sworn enemies to the Marines, more likely, obviously. And even that, like a previous chapter where we have Sabo in Leloucia got folded, quote unquote. We have Kuma is now being retreated back. They got interfered in Mary Jo's probe. The Sabo and the blue captains. So you got the North Blue commanders and shit like that. There's another one because he knows Kuma. Dragon knows Kuma, so you would think he would know Vegapunk, because Vegapunk is the one that did this to Kuma. So it would make a lot more sense. There's another one. There's another one. Oh my god. Hold on real quick. I just remembered that also would connect to the CP0 shit, where the CP0s want to assassinate Vegapunk. So maybe they have intels. I mean, they should, because like the Revolutionary Army infiltrated Mary Jo's. They collected Kuma. They know Kuma to be one of the main like warlords that Vegapunk experimented on. So maybe they might find the connections that, oh, Revolutionary Army, Vegapunk, they might be doing a little thing too shiesty, and now they gotta take Vegapunk out. And I think that's where like they're alluding to the fact. I think that's one of the things. That's one of maybe the things that Vegapunk was alluding to, that he's gonna die soon. Not maybe out of sickness, but more so like they're onto them. So that's very funny. That's very shocking. That's fascinating. And I can't wait for next week, the 2 weeks, because we're on a break. So yeah, that's it. That's all when it comes to like the chapter review. I hope y'all enjoyed this chapter. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, click the notification, and stay tuned for more content. I'm gonna try to see if I can do a reaction to the next chapter in the next 2 weeks coming. And with all that being said, I hope y'all have a blessed day, and peace.